Today we got a D6K2. Looks like they just buggered up their straight cable. MC square system. So we'll just knock this off. It's going up under, inside the cab. We'll have to lift the floor up, replace that. That's a pretty good job. I'm not sure how they did that. But yeah, there's a wire. Need that one. Okay, we got the new straight cable on. Connected the GPS cable. Had to redo that connector. And had to put a bolt in there. Had to straighten all this up. Hopefully those cables are good. And we ran it down to the floor, the straight cable. So let's see what pops up here in this very old GX60 Komatsu box. No doubt it's going to need updates, I'm sure, but because it's a Komatsu box, I don't know. I don't know if we can do updates on that. We'll see. Guess there's one way to find out. Waiting to initialize, that's good. And we got 3DM sensor not connected. No values for blade. So most likely they have a damaged cable. We are reading GPS, so that's good. It's got the 4.7, which needs to be updated. Let's see. Yeah, 3DMC needs to be updated. One way to find out if you can update these, go to machine setup, edit, and see if there's anything in here that can be changed. So yeah, okay, so it doesn't appear that this box is locked, so that's good. But we do have an issue. Sensor's not connected. I know it's not the brand new cable I just installed, so they probably damaged this cable. And I did see a funny spot on it right there. See that? It might have been where they whacked it. I don't know if I have one of these cables. Oh, I think I do have a straight cable. We can try. Yeah. Alright, got a straight cable on that MC squared sensor. Let's see if it comes alive. Have to restart. I did hit restart. Didn't I? There we go. Wow. Sensor not connected. I will double check my wires, but I don't believe we have a wire issue here, but I'll double check them just to be sure. Red, orange, blue, white, black, yellow, green, brown. Sounds correct to me. Yeah, that was me. I had put this row in backwards. Must have done them upside down or something. I had red over here and it went that way, so yeah. That's correct now, so we'll plug it in and test it. Alright. I believe those are wired incorrectly. Give me a break. I mean, it was just Halloween yesterday. That's what happens when Halloween is on a Sunday. You put your wires in backwards. Should be good now. I got my cable on, so I know that one works. And we'll just test their cable to make sure that works. And hopefully it does. But we should have sensor here now. I'll have have to make a couple calls about doing an upgrade on this box. That's not, it's Topcon but sold to Komatsu, for Komatsu integrated. I don't know if I even want to touch it and do updates on it. So Komatsu wants to be stingy, we'll let them deal with it, you know what I mean? So and what I mean by stingy is, you know, they're integrated machines. We can't update, we can't put software in, we can't do any of that stuff. There we go. So we're green now. It was definitely the technician's fault. Awesome. But hey, the technician realized his mistake and corrected it. So good to go. Let's check their cable. Now we do have a little power light going on there, so that's good. So that means the cable at least gives it power. Does it give it signal? We're green, but this could still be from the last set. Make sure you restart every time and check. If it restarts, boots up, and everything goes green, then you know you got good cables. Everything's good to go on it. So awesome. They keep dropping satellites. And it's most likely because, you know, see, they're using 0 GLONASS, 1 available. They're using 8 out of 8 GPS. I mean, I don't really have anything around me to. Let's change their masking. We'll put that at 5. That expands. You see how that does that? Let's put it at 13. See how it tightens it up? Put it at 5. It expands it. It allows more satellites to jump in. But anyway, I think it has to do with their firmware. Man, that's 2017. That's, you know, 2017. Let's just say we'll do it over here. When we launched the satellite up, there's the satellite. We knew exactly where it was. But this machine still thinks it's there. But actually, because over time it drifted, it's over here. So that's why you update your firmware. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do that on a Komatsu box. We'll find out. Alright, so I'll put the floor in now. Yeah, so it's not worth it for me to try to update this box. Anything that says Komatsu on it typically will usually have some kind of control features in that will, if you try to put software or firmware in this, it'll just go dead. Basically, it'll make it so you can't even do anything, and then you'll be locked out, and you'll have to call Komatsu. So, not even worth touching. So, we'll put the floor. And one of my favorite parts of the job: take it for a test spin. Oh yeah. Want to do a check, just make sure all the cables and everything are running smoothly. Alright, so we got parking brake and hydraulics. Beautiful. And where is there? That's not it. Oh, there it is, right over there. Give it a little RPM. That looks good. Just make sure it doesn't hit anything. I mean, I put the cables back the way they were supposed to be. They were just all thrown all over the place. Alright, yep, they go up and down, just like they should. Let's put the system on. We'll take it, we'll take it over on a little flat spot and do a little cutting with it. Make sure, I want to check the grade on it. I don't know if they have, boy, that is a nice big old dozer. Look at the size of that thing. Woo! Sweet. I don't know if they have a rover out here or not, but another way to check is just take it out on the model and see what it does. So with the tape on the window, you can imagine somebody tried to break into this. They were telling me over the Halloween weekend, somebody broke in, they smashed the window, tried to take some stuff, but there was nothing in here to take. they take and remove that, so which is wise. Alrighty. These guys probably have an offset in here. Let's check. I just like to go on the road, a little bit on the road. Yeah, they got an offset. So basically what I'll do, you see that where it says match? Set the blade down, just hit match. That's going to match that grade wherever my blade is. And just make sure autos work. Yes, they do. And just drive ahead and watch the autos. They should react pretty decent. I must be on a crown of a road or something, because I should be going right down the center of the road. I don't know why it's up so high on this side. So let's check out. Yeah, you see their gains way too high. I can feel it. We'll knock that down to 25. Knock this down to 25. Check their slope gain. Knock that down to 25. Okay, now we'll move ahead and see if it adjusts. They definitely don't have their blade set up right. That's not right. Alright, so I am, let me open this real quick. Oh, give you a show. So I am relatively level as far as slope, right? Side slope. Now, just like an operator says, you can feel it in your seat, right? So I can basically straighten that blade out to match the vehicle, and I know it's going to be a positive, okay? Because this side's up a little bit higher. So if the right side is up, that's a positive. If the right side is down, that's a negative. So let's go in here. Let's look at our values. See, it's reading negative 2.6. That's not right. Now, if we put that at 0, that's not right. That's not right at all. It's backwards. Alright, so I'll grab my level, straighten this out for them. It wants to match that grade right there. 3.1. Can you see that? Wants to match that grade. So it's trying. It's at 3.3-ish right now. And it's doing it, but it's not correct. That blade is not at 0 when I put it to 0. So we'll knock autos off, set this down. We'll just do a couple measurements on it real quick and recalibrate that. Alright, so park and brake on. Alright, let's go grab my level, fix this for him. Alright, so all I did was set the blade according to its current adjustment at 0.0. I'll go out and check with the level and see if that's 0.0. I don't know. It's reading about 1.3, so it's got to go back. That is 0.0. Doesn't that look a whole lot better? And again, you want to do it to the machine as well. Look at it, but not just level it. Make sure it looks right, because if it doesn't, there could be some worn out components. And every time you move the machine or move the blade, you could be off a tenth or whatever because of the loose components. Yeah, it's saying negative 1.4. So we'll set that 0.0. And that's it. Done. I guess we can check the main fall while we're here. It says positive 1.6. It feels positive. If the front end is up, that means it's positive. So we'll check that. All right, in order for that blade sensor to know what its main fall is, and that's this here, is it negative or is it positive? So right now we're actually sitting negative. I was shocked to feel that, because in my seat, unless the seat is, yeah, the seat is a little wonky. I mean, look at this. That'll do it. But we're actually sitting negative. And as you see, it says negative 4.0 for that sensor. That sensor is reading negative 4.0. Now you can put a level on that and see what that sensor is actually, but better thing to do is just do the tracks. Do both tracks and add the both tracks together, and it's a negative, and then divide that both tracks by 2, and all you do is you put it on the bottom of the track and see which way it's falling, get the degrees, and we actually come up with it's a negative 1.35. So we'll actually change that. Set the blade down on the ground, level with the tracks, because now they're going together, right? Tracks should be level with the blade, okay? And that's going to place that blade at a negative 1.35, not a negative 4.0. You could dig too much or not enough if your main fall slope is not right. And that's it. And that's it. All right. I just want to double check the blade. I'm gonna put it at 0. And just make sure it's 0. Yes, all right, awesome. So when you're doing the main fall, it's as simple as doing this. Try to go back as far as you can until it starts to rise up, right about there. This will tell you what the percentage is, 0.4, and you see I'm lifting it up to get to 0, so it's falling, so that's a negative. If you set the blade down on the surface, it'll match the tracks, and that'll set the sensor. The same as the body. So the body's 1.35. That sensor is now 1.35. Let's take it out for a test spin. Beautiful. And you'll see as you raise the blade up, it changes that main fall. If you set it back down where you had it, it should be roughly close. 4.0, I mean that was way down, further than their machine was, so what they were doing, they were cutting too low. Alright, so we'll just raise up the RPMs, hit auto, and watch this thing do its thing. Alright, so that's the 3.1 it wants to be at. That looks so much better. You see where it's touching? I started to dig where it shouldn't have been digging. So that looks much better. Give it a little jerk up and see how it responds. A little jerk up, see how it responds. Down, see how it responds. Down, see how it responds. That's nice and smooth. That's the way it should be. Now let's go in and just double check their valve settings. I think it's going to be in, nope. Oh wow, they got that. Set that to the center of the blade. Alright. Check their valve offsets. You see how low they are? It's actually good. Alright, so see how it's raising up nice and slow and even? Perfect. Let's go down with it. That could be just a touch faster. Too fast. Too slow. That actually looks pretty decent right there. Okay, now we'll do raise slope. That's a little slow. Bump it up 1. Bump it up 2. Bump it up one more. There we go, that looks better. Okay, now we'll do lower slope. See, it's not even moving. So, bump that up a couple. There it goes. There it goes. Nice. That's what you want right there. One more. One more. Okay. Just double check the rest of them. Don't forget you got to do this in high RPMs. Okay, good. Alright, so their valve settings are set. Now, when you hit autos, it should respond pretty decent. Alright, so we're in autos. Let's go forward a little bit. Park and brake. Park and brake. All right. So what it was doing, and now it's not doing it, because you remember when the blade wanted to go 3.1? Well, I had changed it here, blade control. I had moved it to the center, okay? We are right in the middle, which is right on the line, so it's going to follow the crown, the highest point for the middle. That's what it was tracking. So now, to get the crown, the slope on either side, you can just simply touch it all the way left or all the way right, depending on where you want to cut, and let's make sure it reacts to that 3.2%. Knock it down until it grabs, and make sure it cuts that angle. And sure enough, we're cutting that angle. Alright, good. I don't want to tear too much of their job up, so to me that's cutting good. We'll just smooth it out a little bit and be done with it. Yeah, I would say that cut very nice. That cut exactly the slope that it needed. It was pre-existing. It was already there. They just had too much material because they were, if you remember, their main fall slope was 4.0% and it was actually 1.35 on this spot. So they had too much material, I think, a little bit too much. And there it goes, nice cut. And now one of the operators, he was operating the other dozer, which is a Caterpillar Trimble. You can see it. And he was complaining about this one. He was saying, oh, what a piece of crap it is and stuff like that. Well, the only thing that makes it a piece of crap is that you don't calibrate it. You gotta calibrate your machine. I mean, because that was perfectly smooth to me. That worked great. I didn't have any issues. Didn't lose any GPS. It cut exactly the way I wanted it to cut. It cut to the model. So make sure you get your machines calibrated, just like an oil change. Get them calibrated. This one can go back to work.